Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 9th. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently this morning. My bike is in the shop, getting a Ragbrai pre-check and service. I'm not sure what day I'm going to be getting that back, so I decided to take out my old Trek hybrid bike, which I haven't ridden in a long ass time now. So this is my old hybrid. I bought this thing used over a decade ago. It still functions. I've had it serviced over and over the years, you know, regular maintenance and stuff. But I haven't ridden it this year at all. I've just been out on my new Trek Dubuque. So today we're going to be riding this beast. And I completely forgot to grab my GoPro this morning, so I'm not going to have footage of my riding. Maybe I'll take some photos or something. Not real comfortable filming with my phone on a selfie stick while riding, especially since I haven't ridden this bike in a while. You know, shifting and braking and whatnot. So yeah, I'm not going to have much footage at all today, if any. But anyway, I got to get out there and ride, so I'm going to put my stuff on the bike and go. See you later. So quick review while I'm out here riding. Oh, my helmet. I got sunburn over the weekend and the top of my head is itching like crazy because of healing. It's just healing and peeling. Oh man. A lot of gnats here, so I won't stay long in this area. Definitely noticing different muscles working on my legs. This bike sits different. It weighs different. It shifts a little bit different. So yeah, I'm feeling some different muscles around my knees and my thighs and stuff working. Hopefully I don't cramp something up or cause an issue because I'm out here doing this. I should be fine though. I've been doing a lot of biking, so I think my body should adapt to it all right. Yeah, this old girl's heavy compared to that new road bike I got. I think that road bike's 22 pounds. I don't know what this thing weighs. It's heavier than my bike. It's heavier than the road bike with all my gear packed on it though, I can tell you that. And I don't have much on this thing today. I had to minimize how much I could haul so I don't have that back rack, and my frame bag didn't really fit exactly right in there without smothering my water bottle, so it is what it is. Couple of things to mention. So I got used to riding clipped in on my road bike. These are not. These are just traditional old metal bear claw pedals. So I'm not clipping in on this bike at all. And it feels weird getting on and off without clipping in. And then my shifting is in these levers here instead of in your brake lever on the side, like on the road bike. And the braking is different in those levers. But even though I haven't ridden this bike at all this year, it's been pretty easy to adapt back to it. You know, it's kind of like riding a bike. But yeah, just wanted to point those things out because things are a little strange after being on that road bike all this season. So. Oh look, Right Height's still hiring. So we just did exactly 12 miles this morning. I did it on my old hybrid. And I'm pretty confident I could have ridden this thing across the entire state of Iowa. But because it weighs so much and the gearing is so different, I feel like it would have taken me way longer and be way more difficult to do on this bike. So, had a good ride regardless of being on this thing. Just a little different. Seems like a good day to chase your dreams. I'm gonna get back to living mine. We'll see you next time. So we got the old hybrid out again this morning. Eating some dried mango. Today I didn't really feel like riding. I felt really tired, I still do. But I still gotta get the miles in no matter what. So we're out here, we're gonna do it. Hopefully we'll beat the rain. We're supposed to have some storms coming this morning around 9 o'clock. I don't think it's 7 yet. So yeah, regardless of how I feel, we're gonna go put some miles down. Yeah, so this morning I'm just feeling lethargic, like really tired. Not a lot of energy. I feel like I slept pretty good, but I don't know. Just a little off this morning. I almost decided to stay home and work on art for next week's tattoos, but I can do that still this morning when I get back. You start allowing yourself excuses not to do it and you'll start making that a habit. Don't want to do that. Saw this morning Ragbrai is only 9 days away. The clock is ticking. I'm hoping we can get 15 miles in today, maybe. I don't know if we can get 20, but 15 would be good. I don't have a lot of memory card on this camera left. Because I don't have my regular bike with all of my gear, I don't have a backup SD card right now. So hopefully we don't fill it. It's gonna be nice when I get my bike back, because this old thing is so heavy and the gearing's different. So climbing hills is a little harder. Red-winged blackbird behind me. Try to f me. Oh, these birds suck. This is kind of the area where the thing dove and hit my head recently. I think he backed off. He must have got it far enough away from his nest. I don't know what I'm smelling down here this morning off Kerper Boulevard in Dubuque, but it's reminded me of the old stockyards at the pack, the old pork producing plant. It just smells like shit. It's pretty rank. Oh, the river's pretty high. They ended up closing Miller Park. After the weekend, after the 4th of July weekend, they closed it down because the rivers were high. It's been flooding all over the place in the south. Saw Texas, New Mexico. I'm trying to remember where else I saw. Oklahoma, Arkansas. Some flooding in Chicago. Been some serious rains all around the country right now. they have the park closed because of the high water. Take the trail into Miller Park, see if we can get a glimpse of the water on the river from there. I don't think they blocked this off at all. Yeah, I thought by now I'd be feeling a little bit more energetic this morning, but still feel really lethargic and weak. Not sure why that is. Yeah, the river here is pretty high. Usually there's kind of a drop off here going down to the water. It's really rocky. This is pretty close to the land, like leveling out all down through here. I don't know what the river stage is, but it's definitely high right now. So yeah, that's why they closed Miller Park, just to be safe from flooding down here. It said it was closed due to flooding, but it is not flooded. I think they're just being precautious, especially with all the crazy flooding going on around the country. Buck right there. He's a little concerned with me, so he's gonna get the hell out of here. This big long hill is gonna feel like it's gonna take even longer because of the gearing on this bike going much slower. As long as I keep pedaling, I'll get there. I hope I didn't screw myself on time this morning. I decided to go a little further than I anticipated, and I'll probably have a little over 20 miles, or right around 20 miles in. But I forgot that I have a chiropractic appointment today. So I still have to go home and shower, eat breakfast, and get to that on time. So hopefully I can still do all that and not be late. I should be okay, but it might be cutting it close. Alright, about to the top of this thing. I'm gonna stop here, stretch a minute, see what time I got, and keep on trucking. So the Weather Channel app is showing 92% chance of rain in about 15 minutes from now, right around 9 o'clock. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to get back to the parking area where the truck is, but I hope we can make it without getting soaked this morning. Yeah, I don't know what the temp is. I didn't even look at that. I think it's in the 70s though. So it's a little cool this morning. Take a peek. "72 degrees. So not hot by any means. So if it does rain, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm sweating a little bit, so it wouldn't feel too bad, but still, I just don't want to get drenched. Coming back into that aggressive red-winged blackbird territory, and I hear him chirping at me already. I'm going to try to get down this hill and up the other one quick. He's back there chasing me right now. Yep, he's right on my ass. How the hell, man? I think he backed off, maybe. Hopefully no other ones mess with me now. Going up the hill slowly. That'll get your adrenaline going. Dealing with some crazy ass birds. I don't know if they can make any damage to your skin or not, but hopefully it'll just go from a helmet to protecting my head, you know. I don't feel so off right now as I did when I started, but I don't know if that's because I feel better or if because my body caught up to how I felt this morning after doing all the biking. I'm just exhausted from riding, so now I'm balanced, feel all normal. I don't know. This bike definitely handles the bumps better than my road bike, because this has front suspension. The road bike's completely rigid. But one thing I noticed, I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday when I rode it. Oh no, I wouldn't have. I didn't have my GoPro yesterday. Whenever I get on the bike and start to go, it feels like I got a flat in the front, because when I put my pressure down on the bars, the forks recede. So it has a feeling of softness. So it feels like I got a flat, but I don't. First few times I stopped and looked to make sure I didn't have a flat. I just realized, you know, oh, it's the suspension giving way. I gotta say, I do enjoy the upright riding position of this hybrid bike much better. So I'm not leaning forward as much as I do on that road bike. You know, I don't know the science behind that. If when you're doing long distance, you want to have that low sitting position, or if that's just for racing, I don't know. But it definitely feels better when I can sit up like I am on this bike. But I miss being clipped into the pedals. My feet come off these pedals and move around. So it'd be nice to be clipped in again when I get my bike back. Hopefully I'll hear from them today or tomorrow at the latest, so I can ride my bike again Saturday and into next week. All right, we made it back and it hasn't started raining yet, so grateful for that. got 1940, so almost 20 miles today. Not quite 19 and a half. I could have kept going to get it, but I don't want to get ahead of this storm here. I wanted to get back here by 9 a.m. It is 8:59, so we did that. It's pretty warm. I'm gonna go home and get cleaned up, get some breakfast, go to my chiropractic appointment. I don't know what you got going on today, but it's a great day to chase your dreams. I'm gonna get back to living mine. I'll see you next time. This is the B branch that I ride on all the time. Completely flooded right now. So I'm out here at the Heritage Pond parking lot, where I come riding all the time. And this is what the parking lot's looking like right now. Okay, take a walk over here and look at the pond. It's completely out of its banks. That little structure over there is a like a dock that sits right on the edge of the water. So the water is way past that, all the way back to here. This pond is completely out of its banks. The Heritage Trail down ahead of me that I ride on all the time, completely underwater. This is the concrete side of the trail. The gravel side is over there, and that right now in that section looks fine, but I'm sure further out there's lower points of the where that water is probably washed over the trail right now. Yeah, this is crazy. So I got my bike back this morning, pre-Ragbrai checkup, lubed, everything's done, ready to go. All right, we are back out here, rolling on the road bike, and it feels great. It's crazy, the weight ratio difference. This thing just seems more nimble, quick. Gonna be wet today. We had a lot of rain the last couple of days, but last night we had some significant flooding in some areas of Dubuque. Wow, the speed that I can pick up on this bike compared to that old hybrid, holy cow. Oh, we got a bunch of water here. Try to stay in the high points, I guess, but it's gonna be inevitable that I'm getting wet today. Oh, geez. I had a really downshift. Now I had all my gears up to make the hill. So normally throughout my week I lift weights Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and do my cardio Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I stopped doing leg days a few weeks ago, and my legs have been feeling a whole lot better now with all this training. So I'm not overdoing it, so that's good. I did something to my shoulder when we were camping last weekend. After that, I was just dealing with a lot of pain and agony in my right shoulder, kind of in the trap area. So I didn't go lift weights yesterday, and I think I'm just gonna stay out of the gym until after Ragbrai. Let my shoulder heal up. I don't want to be dealing with that on top of everything else from on Ragbrai. So it's feeling better every day. It feels pretty good this morning, but I'm just gonna take it easy. Ragbrai's next week. I don't need to have my shoulder going out. I need my entire body to be good to go. And if I'm already going in with agony in my shoulder, it's gonna make everything else worse with my legs and everything. But I'll get back on track. Once Ragbrai's over, I'll get back to the gym, get back to lifting, change up my routine a bit. Sometimes the body needs a break. Do the same shit all the time. It's hard to adapt and change anything. Hey, Robin. Oh, that one took a shit. Morning. I'm kind of curious how many miles I've actually ridden during all this training. I've seen some people posting 1,000 miles and stuff. I have no idea. I got daily counts each time I've gone out. Maybe I can go back to my videos and figure that out. That'd be a lot of work though. Going back in and watching everything. I guess I could just skip to the end of each day and just write them all down. There was days that I rode without this GPS too, that I have no idea how many miles I did. And I'm sure it wasn't much. I'm sure it was only like 5-6 miles at a time because I thought I was getting in something. Once I started doing 20-30 miles and up, those little 6-mile days don't seem like shit. I'm sure they add up though, a lot of them. I know in the gym on the stationary, I was doing 15-mile days, couple 20-mile days, and it was extremely boring just sitting in a stationary bike looking at YouTube videos. So last night they had the highway shut down to the left of me going out that way, Highway 3, near the Heritage Pond. There was water on the road, so they had it closed off. I'm curious to see how much water is still on the trail this morning, or if it's receded much. Got lots of debris on the trail here this morning from the storm. This is going to be an interesting ride. Trying to avoid these sticks that are inevitably going to be everywhere on the trail today, because this is a very wooded area. Head out to the Heritage Pond first. We got some tree damage up ahead here. You can see there was water. Holy shit, this is all mud. Well, I don't want to ride through that. That is just a pure mess. This pond right here overflowed out to here, and the highway is just to my left, so I don't know if this pond was on the highway too. I kind of want to go through it, but I don't. My bike just got all cleaned up. I don't want to have mud in all the gearing and everything. It'd be a mess, so we're just going to turn around. You hear the frogs are happy this morning. Holy shit. The trail is completely blocked. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not going that way this morning. I can't even see a clear path through that, so if I was just jogging, maybe I could go through there, but I'm not going to drag my bike through there and around. So we are really limited on where we can go this morning with this storm damage that happened. All right, we're gonna ride Highway 3 shoulder, heading out towards Heritage Pond. Let's see what it looks like out here. Oh, that's all mud. You can see the grass here, everything's mowed down. The erosion of the dirt and stuff over there, I don't know if you can really see it in the camera, but yeah, the water was clearly out here onto the road a little bit behind me there because it was all muddy on the shoulder. Oh, the soccer field to my right is completely underwater. I'm going to stop here and get a little video of that. It's the Dubuque driving range, completely submerged. And if you can see, there's like a creek bed that runs along here in the ditch. And that water came out and mowed down all this grass. Hoping I can turn back on the trail right up here so it gets to higher ground. But off to my right is where the trail is covered in mud. And that pond is over there. So we'll see what it looks like here in a second. The road across the highway is completely flooded. Yeah, it looks like we're good here. The water was definitely across this road. It's all rutted, washed out a bit. It's over this bridge for sure. We're on the other side of that now. Head on up the trail. I got a feeling, oh, yep, we can't go down this way anywhere. We'll go down to the edge of the water. Trail is completely submerged. So the pond to my right and the Heritage Pond completely took this over. And if you see the water stain here, I'm gonna guess that's probably at least 20 feet from this wet spot to the pond, or the puddle there, the flood water there. So it has receded some. You know, the wet spot is 20 foot long, but the water probably only rose another, I don't know, foot to get here up to this water stain. Maybe a foot and a half, just by looking at it and guessing. So it has gone down some from last night, but it's still clearly impeding travel on the Heritage Trail this morning. All right, we're gonna turn around and go back. It's a nice swimming hole back there. The power of water is very insane. I am glad though that we didn't get it as bad as some of the other parts of the country. I feel for those people who've lost their lives. We didn't have any of that here. You know, people lost things that were in their yards, water in their basements, but no lives lost. There's another road here, Sageville Road, completely flooded. That goes out to the Heritage Pond as well. We're about to lose our shoulder up here, so I hope people are paying attention driving this morning. I don't have a bright shirt on right now. All of my bright riding clothes are in the screen printing shop right now. They're going to be getting some stuff printed on the back. So I just rode up the 1 mile hill very slowly, and I got muscles working that haven't worked since Monday. It's crazy how quickly your muscle can like relax and forget what it's doing. I'm just switching to a different bicycle, working different muscles, and then I come back to this and I got some stuff on my inner thigh, glute area that are feeling pretty tight this morning because I haven't ridden this bike in a week. Well, not a week, but like 4 days, 5 days, whatever it's been. I've been seeing people posting that they're taking a week off before Ragbrai. Day one, they're gonna be like, oh shit. So I'm gonna be riding right up to the time I leave, I think. Even if it's just small mileage days, just to keep my muscles lubed up and ready to go. Since I'm not gonna be lifting weights this week, weather permitting, I'm gonna try to ride every day. And then I'll be off Saturday for my bus ride across to Iowa for getting to the beginning. I think that's a good approach to it. I'll get my high mileage in tomorrow and Monday, Sunday, Monday. Get in some bigger miles. And then I'll just do some shorter days through the week. Anyway, that's my strategy. I don't know if anybody else has done that. If you're watching this, you want to leave your training ideas in the comments, you can. What worked for you, what didn't. Morning. We're gonna roll through the Arboretum, Marshall Park this morning. Hopefully use the restrooms. I gotta pee. Which is good. That's a good sign. I'm staying hydrated. Well, I just went flying past the restroom. I'll catch the next one. I know they have a few of them through the park. Bathroom break. Not going to get in a lot of miles today. By the time I got my bike packed back up with all my gear back on it, it got going. I was running a little behind, and then bebopping around trying to figure out where I could go on the trail took some time. I just realized it's after 8 o'clock. I have to work at 10, so that means I gotta go home, get cleaned up, get some real breakfast, and go to work. But tomorrow plans to be a big day. It's supposed to be good weather, so I think I'm gonna head towards Hazel Green again. Maybe ride over to Galena, Illinois, and back. Not sure how long that'll take, but the condition of the trails, I think riding on the highway would be the best bet right now. I'll just have to snatch one of my shirts back out of the screen printing business, you know, since I own it. It hasn't been printed on yet, so I'll just grab it, wear it tomorrow, and then get it back in the shop so that Rich can print on it, hopefully Monday. All right, I'm about to ride through this red-winged blackbird area again. I see two of them right ahead of me already. One right there on the sign, little bastard. Hell. And we got a puddle again that I don't want to hit at a high rate of speed, so this sucks. That was about 2-3 inches deep. Not bad, but I didn't feel like flailing that all over my bike and my body this morning. Screw that. The only thing I miss about the hybrid bike is probably the riding position, sitting up more rather than being leaned over. I definitely feel some discomfort in my taint again. I'd gotten back to normal, but taking 4 days off and then riding a different bike, things are a little uncomfortable this morning. So hopefully I can break that back in the next few days. I guess the other thing I miss about the hybrid is the front suspension. Because when you're going over these bumps, they're a little softer. I'm gonna ride around here a little bit to get to 12 miles. We're just over 11 right now. 12 would be a nice round number to get to. Nice even number. Well, we just did a short 12-mile ride today. So we didn't get in a lot of miles today, but that's okay. I think I needed a good little warm-up getting back on my bike after it being in the shop. My body's got to get used to this bike again now, just from having 4 days off. Yeah, I feel pain in my taint and some other groin areas, different seat position and riding position. So today was good, little short ride. Tomorrow I'm going to do some big miles. So hopefully this little warm-up ride will help me with that. Anyway, I don't know what you got going on today. Seems like a good day to chase your dreams. I'm gonna get back to living mine. I'll see you next time. Well, here's something I did not expect to see this morning. Those are dead worms from where I was riding on the trail. I didn't even realize it. There's a bunch of dead worms everywhere, and I rode over them. So I'm gonna have to go home and hose the bike off. Those ones are still moving. That's pretty disgusting. The ironies in life are hilarious. The fact that the bike was just completely cleaned up and all ready to go, and I tried to avoid the mud, and instead I run over a bunch of night crawlers. So now I got worm guts all over my bike, and I gotta clean it anyway.